Good evening. It's Sunday. I'm Marcie Besecker, an independent demonstrator with Stampin Up from Clovis, California. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. It is a football day, apparently. I've been in here crafting, but I hear a lot of what's going on, and I'm sorry, 49ers. I know my son is sad. So hopefully your team is playing and winning, and you're enjoying the day. Hi, Michelle. How are you? Hi, Sherry. Oh, you're watching the game. The Bengals. Well, go Bengals. I hope they win for you. Oh, my chat just disappeared. That was weird. That's because all the advertisements just popped up. So, hello, Deborah. How are you? Hi, Marcia. Ooh, eight inches of snow. Ooh, that's a lot. It was kind of gloomy and ugly here today. It was a good craft day. I just stayed in. My husband did go snowboarding, of course. He loves to do that on the weekend. And I'm like, you go, because I'm going to be crafting. So I have a fun announcement that's going to be coming up in just a little bit. Something different that I haven't done before. So I'm going to say that and give you that information in a little bit. Tonight's card was a card I just had so much fun creating with. I used the Queen Bee, so the Queen Bee bundle. I'm not a big fan of this ugly bee, but I love the words here, the flowers over here. I like the border. I love the die, so I was thinking, all right, what else could I come up with? So you saw the picture of what I came up with, so I'm going to give you a little bit of thought process on that. But I also used from the Marigold Moments the thanks from here, right here. I just really liked that clean and simple thanks. I thought it was perfect. I also think that this would be a really pretty sympathy card. So here is the card. And I have to tell you in person, okay, I have a shadow from my light. But in person, it's so much prettier than you can see online. I'll go through all the little sparkles and different things I added to it. You can't hear good. My volume is all the way up. Does everybody else hear me okay? You know, Diana, make sure not only your computer's turned up, make sure on your YouTube there's a volume on the left. Make sure that's all the way up also. So hopefully that will be good because my volume, I can see it, it's going full blast. So hopefully that is okay and works for you. Okay, good. Thank you, Laura Ann. Okay, thanks, you guys. So anyway, there's a lot of beautiful stuff on here, and I will go over that with you in a minute. So let's get to some quick announcements while we're waiting for everybody to get on. Of course, my February bingo is coming up. It is going to be on the 16th. I believe the 9th is the cutoff day for the bingo. And of course, what that means is I'm going to make so many kits. At that point, I look at see how many I have, and then I just kind of round it up, or I usually do maybe 5 extra or so. So that way, if the people come after the cutoff day, I might still have a couple, but don't guarantee it because a lot of times I'm creating kits and those are already selling and then I don't have any. So if you are interested in it, I'd love to have you join me. I have the kits already created, not the kits, I have the cards already created. So I will be listing that supply list on the post with this on my blog. So when I post this on my blog, there will be a supply list update for the bingo also. Oh, I do too, Debbie. I love that background. Yeah, Laura, and I will probably put a sneak peek together for you also for bingo if you guys want one. Sure. I can tell you, oof, I can't even. Around the Bend is one of them that I'm doing. I'm doing this a masculine card. It's going to be the ship, and I just love that card. I also did, let me see if I can look over there. I also did, the ginkgo card, and it is oh, it's way better than I ever thought it was going to turn out. So I'm super happy with that one. And the other one is the Regency Park, because I just love the Regency Park. And it is a template of one that I just love and I haven't done in quite a while. So those are the projects that we're going to be using, the products. And so I will go ahead and update my blog post with all of that when I post this card. Okay, so that is bingo. Also in February, we have our class, which is the Rain or Shine Suite. And it is going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to show you how to get the most out of your DSP. And there's some paper in there that I know you're going to be like, oh, if I cut this up, I'm wasting this paper. You will not waste it. We have one card that is just a different size that is going to help you use all that paper up. So I wanted to show that in this class. And there's going to be, of course, you get a free goodie with the class and a thank you card from me. So if you purchase the suite from me, the class will be free. So but you must register. So when you do register, please just put in the note section that I'll be purchasing the suite from you. And then that way I'm looking for that and I can mark you paid for the class. Now, what I'm going to do different in February is I wanted to do something kind of fun. And I was trying to figure out how could I incorporate this into a class or something. And then I decided, as I was making my customer thank you cards for January, I wanted to see how I could incorporate this. So I decided my February customers, so anybody that purchases $75, oh, let me see, did I do 75? Well, let me show you the flyer. I am going to do a golden ticket. Yes, $75 or more. If you purchase from me in the month of February, there will be a golden ticket going out in my thank you cards. When if you are the winner, get this golden ticket, you will get a $50 shopping spree. So what I do is I create a bunch of cards for my thank you cards for everybody. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to write in them all. I'm going to put one card. I'm going to seal them all up, and it's going to be something very light. So the weight is the same. So when I do postage, there will not be any difference because I'm not going to know who the winner is. Okay, so when you receive the cards, I want you to open up the cards, and whoever gets that, take a picture with it and send it to me. And then that way I will know that you are my winner and you will get a $50 shopping spree. Yay! So then it will be like bingo. Just send me your order. Whatever your order is, I will put it in. I will pay $50 of that for you. And the rest will be, of course, I'll invoice you the difference. So I have a question. Let's see. I have both turned all the way up to here. Oh, Trina, you're having a trouble too. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Okay, hear me fine. The Rain or Shine kit, what comes with it? Just instructions. Okay, so Laura Ann, no, you'll have a video. I will do a video. And just like I did the country floral class, I do a video just kind of like bingo. I do all the cards. I do them all at one time. And it's usually like a 2-hour video or so. I will create them. I'll talk to you just like we're live. And then I'll mail you out your kit. And then when you get that, you will have the video to sit and craft with. I will do a timestamp on there so you can jump to the one that you want to create. It will be a private video and it will only go out to those that purchase the class. And so you will get all the supplies. You will get a gift from me and a thank you card for joining my class from me. And this class is really going to be a lot of stuff in your kit. So that's it. But like I said, you purchase the suite from me, the class is free. All right. Can I get the class to Canada? Shelly, I cannot send you product, I don't believe. But what I can do is there will be a video link, and I can do something with that and make it, half the price or whatever. Let me look into that. I don't think I can send the kits, but I'm not positive, but I don't think I can. But I can, you can purchase the link from me, and I can create a PDF. So that's what I can do. I wasn't going to do a PDF and a video link because the PDF, the class is fairly straightforward from the video. But let me think about that. Email me and let me see what I can do. But I don't think I can send kits to you. But anyway, so I will figure something out. All right, so that's my announcement. So the golden ticket for anybody that purchases $75 or more, please use my host code. I do have a new one. It is below. And it is, of course, on my blog. You can always get it on the right-hand side, right below the Shop My Store. And that is that. So, all right. I'm just making sure I don't have any more questions before I get started. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Regina. All right. Looks like I've got them all. Okay. Well, let's get started so we can get busy with the card. So here is our card. And I'm going to show you where everything came from. So like I said, I purchased this because I really liked all of the dies. The little flower, you know, even the little crown, the little heart. I loved the text right here. I'm all about like gorgeous grunge and any kind of, you know, text and splatters and things like that. And funny thing, I didn't even use that in here. But and then there's this right here. You could use little speckles from the bees. I mean, there's all kinds of things that I thought was really cool. But I'm just not a huge fan of the big bee. But so I decided, okay, there's got to be something else I can come up with. So again, the marigold moments is where I got my sentiment from. So let me show you. In the catalog, there is the brushed metallic, and you get copper, gold, and bronze. Okay, so this is gold. Let's see. This is really a hard thing to check. So the bronze is this one, and that was the one I used Wednesday on the lantern. So that's the bronze, and I believe that this is the gold, and then this is the copper. No, it must be gold and copper. Isn't it weird how they look so close to the same? Honestly, this one looks more like a champagne gold to me, and this one looks more gold to me. So what I decided to do, as you can tell, I did the flowers, so the large and then two small ones I did in the champagne. I'm going to call it champagne because I think this is gold and this is, or this is gold and this is copper, but they don't look like that. And then I did the gold, I did the leaf here, the two hearts right here, and I have a little secret about that to show you and help you with that. I did put the little bee because I do like him. And then of course I took Pool Party and I did the flowers and the sentiment and the bow. And the bow, I'm going to show you. Let's see. I'm going to move this over to here really quick while I cross the camera. You don't need to see me crawling across my desk. But I have a bunch of these bows that I had made for a project, and I made a bunch of extra. So this is kind of what started this project, is I wanted something to use my bows. So that is kind of how I came up with this. I have Smoky Slate in the background here, and then of course I have the Pool Party for the card base. All right, so the first thing I need to do is I need to emboss, because here's my card base, my honeycomb. All right, so we're just going to bring this in, and I'm going to pull this piece of tape off. I usually have a piece of tape on there to hold dies or whatever. It is removable tape. And then we're going to bring in our plate here. So I have the number 4 plate, which is what we're going to do, and then we have our base. And so let's just put this on here. Regular paper in our Hive 3D embossing folder. I just love this embossing folder. Mary, it does, but it says bronze on it. So when bronze is darker than copper, I believe. So, okay, so look at how pretty that is. So that's our embossing folder, is our 3D hive. All right, so let's get this back straight here since I just took it all off. All right, so let's go ahead and we are going to layer up our top just because we don't have anything wrapped around it. It's going to be just flat. So this is going to be our panel that we're going to be working with. So I want to bring in my glue, and I tend to usually use my larger bottle, although it's probably almost empty. And the flat side of the honeycomb here on the back is going to be the back side. Let's see if I have any in here. I'll poke a needle in the tip here. See if that helps us. All right, there we go. Oops, too much now. All right, so I definitely have too much right here. So what I'm going to do is take this tissue and just, I don't need that much. So I'll move it around. All right. So we're just going to lay this here. I want it this way. I don't know that it matters, but I like it this way. So now I'm thinking that's wrong. There we go. So I like it to where it looks like the honey is dripping at the bottom of the combs. So not on the top, it's on the bottom. So sometimes you have to angle it just right to see that. And that's what I want. All right. Thank you, Mary. I appreciate that so much. A thumbs up would be awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, look at that. It's still squirted out the end. So if you get glue that comes out, just take your pokey tool and just kind of just slide it and get it off of there. And now I'm not going to push this down much anymore. I'm going to let it dry a little bit because there's a couple little spots that I had, my glue was just a little too heavy. So let's jump over to our embossing while we're right here. So I have our sentiment, and I've used this actually in several projects, and it's this sentiment right here, this label right here that comes with the set. So we're going to tear off, I'm going to use, there goes something, uh-oh, see, sneak peek. So I am going to just fold this piece of paper, and this will just be our little embossing spot. Move that out of the way. We're going to bring in our embossing buddy. Okay. And now we're going to take the thanks from the marigold set. But how funny, I was thinking, oh, there's not even any stamping, so I didn't put it on its block yet. But I forgot I do have to stamp before I emboss, right? All right. So let's put our sentiment down and bring in our Versamark. There we go. I like to just move it around, make sure I get a lot of ink on there. And then I just lay it as straight as I can without my head hopefully being in the way. All right. And then I'm going to take my tweezers and bring in my gold. And we're just doing one thing, so I'm just going to try and do it right over here. All right. just like to tap that off. And then I have a little paintbrush that I'm going to bring in because I still see a little spot. Right here. You know, sometimes I don't like to like put a whole bunch of the embossing buddy on there, but I need to sometimes because I just don't like the extra little specks everywhere, right? All right, so I like to go under. I just feel like it doesn't move your powder all over, and then once it's kind of forming, then I don't mind moving to the top. See how it's starting to turn? So see how fast it is when you go to the top, because it's already gold underneath. I just want to make sure I get it really good. All right, so there you go. All right, so that is our sentiment. And now what we're going to do is start putting everything together. So here's all of our little pieces. So let's just get them out. And the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and put our 2 pieces down here. All right. So you're going to see like this little X right here. That's the center right there. So that's what you're going to want to put on there. And then you have your vellum. So what I did is I have the vellum on the top, on the bottom, and then it's twisted. So see how what I did is I put this right underneath, okay, and then I just twist it because I want to see both the vellum and the gold. Okay, so and then we're going to put that on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get glue dots. Where did you get the embossing container? It is a spice container, and there's 4 of them in like a little tray. It's on Amazon. Just type in a spice container and you'll find it. So this is what it looks like. And it's got a little spoon. And so there's 4 of them. The one I got specifically is no longer available, but I've seen the same exact thing on there. So you can get it. All right, we're going to put this right on top of the vellum, right in the center there, and then we're going to add the gold, but you want to make sure that you twist you want to twist it. Oh, now it's getting caught. Here we go. Let's do it. Let's use both our hands. All right, we're going to go underneath like this. And then you're going to twist. Okay, so there we go. So now it's just right there. And that'll be fine. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to add some more glue dots. We're going to add one right in the middle on the bottom. And we're going to layer stuff up, so if it gets a little on something, don't worry about it. I'm going to roll this one right here. So it's kind of half on the gold and half on the vellum. And I'm going to do the same over here. Okay, so it's going to be half on the gold, half on the vellum, like right here. Just kind of fold it over. It's not a big deal. It's going to make sure it sticks. And if you're uncomfortable with that holding, then what I do is take your glue here, and then we're just going to add a little bit here and there. I'm doing it mostly on the gold because the vellum's sticking to the gold anyway, but you could also just add a little bit to the vellum if you wanted. All right, just enough. And now we're just going to put this right about here. Okay, there's that. Now we have two of the little branches. Let me pull this back in here. So this little branch right here. All right, we're going to take this and add a little bit of glue. And it's underneath. I'm not too concerned about, you don't want to add a whole bunch of glue. And I'm going to lift these up and just stick them up here. Okay, you want to make sure that your branch is stuck underneath somewhere, and there is a glue dot right here. So I just want to, this has glue on it, but you want to make sure that it's, you know, you don't want to see the stem like it's not going anywhere. So just kind of stick it in there somewhere. Same with this one. Just kind of decide where you want to put it. I like to make sure I grab this stem here. And I'm going to have this one's coming out this way because that's just the way it bends, which is fine because I want to see some more of the pull party. We're just kind of tying that all in together. Hi Jana, how are you? All right, so that's what we're going to do. The next thing we're going to do is I'm going to get a glue dot and we're going to put our bow on because we're going to work around our bow. And this is the triple bow, and this one was done on the bow maker because it's tiny. It's not going to work on my fingers. So I did this one. For those of you with tiny fingers, it would probably work. All right, so I'm going to just fix this. This has been in that bag a little while, so I'm going to make sure I trim my edges up a little. Make them look nicer. Okay. So now this one has our glue dot, but I'm going to add just a little bit of glue. On the sides there. And we're just going to add that right in the middle of these two branches. Okay. And we are going to, let's do the inside really quick because I think we can go ahead and add this to the front of the card. So we might as well get that done, right? Hi, Miss Olivia. I just sent you a message, but you can forget it. I figured something else out. I asked Olivia, do you have this stamp set? But it was like one that I chose. I had just a couple that I didn't get in the mini catalog, but then I saw something in it that I was like, ooh, I could use that. And then I figured something else out. So I do not need it. Thank goodness. I try not to buy everything, right? Although I usually, that's what's nice about being a demonstrator is sometimes you can end up buying things that, you know, you get free with a party order or whatever, and then you're like, oh, I might as well get it. All right, so there's your inside. So we did smoky slate, which is 4 1/8 by 5 1/4. And then the white is 4 by 5 1/4. And the same on the outside, smoky slate, 4 1/8, 5 1/4. The inside, 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so let's go ahead and add this on. I want to add it on before it gets too bumpy, because I'm going to have a lot of stuff on the front. So let's go ahead and get that added. All right. Again, I told you I put too much adhesive and now I'm a little bit sticking out, so I want to get that off. Oop. All right, so here we go. Now, what we're going to do is we are going to glue the flowers down. I glued everything down. But first, we're going to bring in our foam mat. And so what I do is I put my flowers all on here. And then whatever tool you use, I like my pokey tool here. I just kind of poke the middles of the flowers. So see, these are that lighter champagne gold color. I guess that's gold and the other one's copper. See how this one's more coppery? So I'm guessing to me what's gold is what they call copper. All right, so we don't want to do anything with that, but let me show you the little hearts. You can see I tried brand new plates with the hearts and they still left like a little, you know, like the gold crinkles a little bit. So I put it in my hand and I just take the end and I just kind of go back and forth on it a little bit. And it just smooths it out enough to where, I don't know if you guys can tell, it's a little smoother. Let me see. Okay, so this one's a little smoother than this one is. So we're going to put that one down. So again, I just take, you know, something that's smooth. And so maybe your scoreboard tool, or if you have one of these old pokey tools that I love so much, or on the take the pick, the little rounded one, you could do that. So I just kind of push it a little bit. All right, so that is going to go on our thank you. So let's go ahead and add those before we lose our little hearts. So I just add a little bit of glue on each side, and I push it down a little bit so that it spreads a tiny bit because it's so small that I want to make sure that it gets on a little more of the heart than just the little tiny part. You don't want one little dot holding this. You want a little bit more than that. And the hearts kind of look like rivets, like because they're not super smooth. They just remind me of rivets. But also because you put them on your hand and you rounded them a little bit, they're kind of cupped. So you want to make sure that you're going to now have to push them down a little bit to get your glue. That's why you want to make sure you add a little more glue than, and then I just push them. I'm going to turn this one a little bit. There we go. All right. All right, so then we're going to slide that out of the way. Oh, you're welcome, Sherry. Okay, so the next thing, what we're going to do is, I used glue because I want to make sure everything sticks down and stays where it needs to go. So I'm going to take and add glue on the bottom. This just helps all of this kind of stay down. And I'm just going to put that right there. It just looked like a blank spot kind of between the two, the vellum and the gold. So I'm going to put that there. And then I'm going to take a gold one. And the reason I put the pull party here next to the bow is because I want gold right here. Because it's going to be kind of a focus to that spot right there when you're looking. So and we're going to put this one right about here in the middle of all three. So we have the gold, the pull party, and the vellum right there. So I'm just going to hold that a second. The large one we're going to put aside because that's going to go next to the sentiment. So we'll take another gold. This one you actually don't even use because I wanted, I actually just made an extra one. So there's only one small flower that cuts these out, and I just happened to make an extra because I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them. All right, and so we're going to put the small gold one there. And I put it up close to the flower, to the bow. So just put that there. Thank you guys for the thumbs up. I really, really do appreciate it. All right, so here we go. This one you're gonna have to hold a little bit because it is angled up onto the ribbon. And so it is angled just a little bit, so it's gonna try and pop up on you, and that's okay. We're gonna go back to that one in a second. We'll let it glue down a little bit. If we have to add a glue dot, we will. All right, and then I'm gonna put this one, I want it like right here. All right. This one's probably up on that bow, a little more than it needs to be. I'm gonna slide that down a little bit. I don't even think it was touching the paper. All right, so we're gonna use that one. We're not gonna use that one. I can put that back in my little bowl. I get asked a lot about my my bowls that I use. This one is from IKEA, and it is called Nojig, N-O-J-I-G. I'm sure it's Swedish and it is not Nojig, but it's a 6x7 and 3/4 by 2. And then this one also is, and these are like 90 cents or 80 cents or whatever they are. This one's probably a quarter, I don't know. This one is 4x4 by 2, but this is perfect. And then they fit in, you know, I just put all my little things in there, and then I add my stuff like this, and then I have, you know, my class, whatever I'm doing, ready to go. So they're super simple, and you can order online. Good old IKEA. They're always willing to take your money. Hi Renee, how are you? All right, so those are all down. This one might pop up a little bit, but that's okay. We'll keep going. And so at this point, what I did is I wanted to put my sentiment on, and I wanted it to go right about here, but I wanted it to attach, because my first thought was, you know, snuggle it in here, but then I was like, oh, but I don't want to cover up, you know, that. So then I thought, well, I can, you know, attach it up here. And then I thought, oh my gosh, I've got to have some of the gold honeycombs because they're so stinking cute. So what I did is I thought, okay, I'm going to put my sentiment here. And so I'm going to take my gold and I'm going to start it right about here. So we're going to take our little tweezers. I did it right in the middle so that if I wanted to put glue on that outer side, let me wipe this off. All right, so we're going to take this and just add little tiny dots. You just don't need a whole lot. The thing though is you kind of want to get it as all over as much as you can, only because it's such a delicate die and it's going on top of embossing. So you want to make sure that you are putting that on here the best you can. Now, the circles right here, the honeycomb underneath aligns with the honeycomb. Okay, so each one has a little honeycomb in it. But now we're going to start, you know, turning them a little bit. So I don't think that they're going to line up just so, but it could be close. So, yep, that one's going to align. So we're going to just put that there. And just dab, dab, dab all over. You don't want a whole lot. All right, so you're just going to dab on. I know it's white on white, so it's hard to see right there. All right, so we're going to just go up this one a little bit, like right here. And see how they just kind of connect. And it's just really a design in the background. It's not going to be your focal point, but it's just too cute not to add. All right, and then we have one more. Same thing. We'll do a little dabbing here and there. Oh, you guys, I told you, I think, that last week when I had my party, my husband comes in and says, is there a Marcie Besecker here? And we were like, yeah. And then he goes, you've been served. And he gives me my jury duty notice that came in the mail. And he's laughing, ha, 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 ha. Well, so I told you that my son had jury duty the week before. I have jury duty this week, which so far I don't have to go tomorrow, so that's a good thing. And then my daughter-in-law has it, I think, next week. And then yesterday, my husband in the mail, you know, I checked the inform, whatever it's called, for the mail. And sure enough, he's got one coming, and I'm laughing. He's like, "What's so funny?" I said, "You're going to get jury duty." Okay, I put a lot. I put 4 big ones on here just because I just felt like it's going on top of this. In fact, you know what I did is I did do 5. It's going on top of this embossing folder, and I just want to really make sure it's going to stay. It's also going to go on top over here, so I just decided I'm going to put a whole lot on there so that it will stick. So anyway, sure enough, he gets jury duty, but his is like 2 weeks out, and I'm like, where do you rate? 3 weeks actually out. I said, where do you rate getting a notice? I got mine Saturday, and I have to go in this week, and that's just not fair. Okay, so there we go. It's just enough, and it's probably, I might have started it over a little bit more because this one looks like, you know, I had enough, like it's right here. So I think these might have been moved over. Maybe this wasn't curved as much. So I could move it down if I wanted, but then I'm going to cover that one up, which isn't horrible. I think I'm going to put it right there because I really want to see a lot of the honeycomb. I think I'm going to put it, I'll put it right here. No, that's not fun. Let me see. I'm covering this up anyway. So let's see if we can move this. We're going to move it right here. Okay. Hopefully that's enough glue, but this might hold it down. Oh, look at what I did. Wow, Marcie. Okay, there we go. All right, we're good. So there we go. I like that much better. I really want to see the honeycomb, so and we're just going to lay that down. Okay, so that's better. I want to see it. This one, I think, like I said, was over. I think these were angled up a little bit more, and these maybe were out more, but I'm good with this. All right, so now let's do our bee. And so this is tricky. You're going to take your bee and you're going to add the tiniest bit of your dimensionals, and you need to get your tiny ones here, your minis, and we're going to just, oh wow, Renee, really? Yeah, it's like our whole family all of a sudden has them. Oh, thank you, Mary. I appreciate that. Hi, Margie. Okay, so what I did is I'm going to cut these little half ones into quarters. I just love these little mini ones because they are so helpful when you need little tiny spots. So we're going to take this little one and I'm going to put it right on his head right here. We're just going to put that right there. Okay, and then the same thing, I'm going to take this other little one right here, and we're going to put it on the tail. All right, and we're just going with that. One on the head, one on the tail. We're going to take those off and hope these hold pretty good. Just make sure you get them in there. And I'm going to put the head and the tail inside the combs, okay, so that they are sticking on flat surface. So I'm going to go right here for the tail and right there for the head. Okay, so now these two are flat, just like here and here. They're going to be like right inside. So then they should stick just fine. So then at this point, we're going to put this over here because I just wanted to add a little accent there. So let's add some more glue. And we're going to put this guy like right here. So let's hold that down because that is turned up a little bit. You just really want the leaf up on the word, you don't have to have it slanted up there. I've been called several times. Twice, I was 7 months pregnant with each of my children, and so I was released. Another time I had to fill out the questionnaire, go to the courtroom, the whole bit, and then the attorneys walked in and I had worked for them. And so I had talked to one of them and said, "Am I going to get released? Because obviously they're not going to keep me." And he just said, "Oh, everyone's going to get released because they settled." So that was good. And once I was called up in the box. I was the only one in the box with a child, and they had me leave. So I don't know what that case was about, but I got to leave for that. Hi, Angie. How are you? Okay, so I think our flowers are all down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our flowers adhesive back trinkets. And you know that there's copper and gold and whatever. So the middle ones are what I use because I don't remember what was down here. I think it was more of the copper ones. And I put them in the middle of each. Now you want the little petals to go, let me see if I can do this. You want the little petals to go in between these petals. It just kind of makes it look a little fuller. Okay, so we're going to add that on there. And these have good adhesive back, so they should stay. We're going to turn that one. Okay, let's see. And then you can always pull these back up. You know, they flatten a little bit when you put them on the card. Okay, we're going to put that one right there. And so I just wanted this to really be blingy, so, and really sparkle. And like I said, even in person, like I mean, it's so much prettier in person. On video, it just really doesn't do justice to it. But all right, so we have those four. Now we need one over here. And again, offset that. So then I thought, okay, that is pretty. Now what else do I want? So the next thing I decided is what I like to do with these is add something to them. So I pulled out my champagne rhinestones. Okay, so here what we're going to do is we're going to add glue. And you want a decent amount of glue because the hole in the middle of the flowers is pretty deep. So you're going to put a decent amount. Remember, this dries clear. So I really kind of filled them up. Okay, so you can see I filled them up. And now I'm going to let those dry for just a minute. And then we'll add these. But in the meantime, let's pull in our iridescent pastel gems. These are new in the mini catalog. And I'm just going to add some sparkle here and there. So we're going to add one here. And this is just the tiny ones. We're going to add one here, over here. And let's add one up here. Let's put one right there. And then one over here. So I put a lot because I just really want this to sparkle. We'll put that right there. So we added those on there. And those are the ones that they call them the gold ones because it's got like an iridescent on top, but they look kind of like a gold. And so we're going to do those. So I'm going to put those back. All right, and then now we're going to go back to our glue. It's starting to set and get a little tacky. And now what we're going to do, and this is, they kind of like to slip and slide because they're right on top of that glue. So just slide it on there and get it centered the best you can. You might need 2 tools if you need, and let it sit there. The glue is going to start getting kind of tacky, and then you can kind of move and do what you need. I got called in and had 2 babies, and when they asked if I had any reason not to serve, I told the judge that I would be more than happy to serve if they did child care. Oh, that is funny. Oh, so funny story. My mom was, she had jury duty right after me one time. And I'm sorry, it's just making me laugh thinking about it because yesterday was the anniversary of my mom's death. But anyway, let's bring everybody down. Okay, so anyway, she said, I'm not going to go. I don't want to go. I'm going to tell them I can't hear. And I'm just going to keep saying, I can't hear, I can't hear, I can't hear. And so when I went into jury duty the week before her, somebody had tried that. There was a little lady and she was like, I can't hear anything you're saying. And they brought out, it looked like an oxygen tank, and they rolled it out. Olivia remembers. They rolled it out to this lady, and she had to put these big old headphones on. It was so funny. So everywhere she had to go, she had to take this, this big tank when they went to recess or chambers or whatever they ended up having to do, the jury room. She had to take this big tank with her, and she was not released. So I told my mom, I said, well, I don't know if you're going to try that because I don't think it's going to work. Okay, so be really careful. You don't want to have glue on your finger because you want to make sure your stones stay shiny and pretty. So once they're on, let them sit. They will start drying, and then you can really position them into where they need to go. Because you put plenty of glue in there, they're going to stick. So like these, they're all on there really well. They're all just fine, and you can just get them to move them into place. But I just thought that the champagne rhinestones just really added more sparkle in there than if you were to just do the flowers, although the flowers are super pretty. So I'm going to have to just let this sit to dry so that then we can kind of, I can push them in just a little bit more. I don't want to push them in too much because then they slip and they slide all over the place, and I want them centered. So they're all centered right now. I'm going to leave them like that. So again, you have the champagne rhinestones, the flowers, adhesive backed trinkets, and then you have the iridescent pastel gems. So I did a lot. I put a lot on there. So when I said sparkle on the opening, let's play with this one since that one's drying. It sparkles, but it's just really shiny and just blingy, I guess. So anyway, that is how I came up with it. Like I said, I just wanted to use these bows. I have a bunch of them. And so I think I'm going to make a bunch of these cards. I think they're so pretty. So that is my card for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will start cleaning everything up and then make sure my stones are all pushed on. And as it starts getting a little tacky, I just kind of push them. And then when they're really dry, I really push them on there and make sure that they're clean. If you do get glue on your hand and you do happen to touch the rhinestones, just take your, like a baby wipe, and once it's completely dry, and just kind of wipe them off, and they'll come off and it'll be nice and clean. Thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate it. So as of now, no jury duty tomorrow. Yay! So we'll see what happens come Wednesday for video day. Oh, one more thing I forgot to tell you. Eye ulcer. Had to go to the eye doctor yesterday morning on a Saturday, and I had to take my lenses out. I am blind. I am like really, really, really blind. So for me to take my lenses out, because they're like, oh, can you drive home? I go, I can't find my car. So no. And so she's like, looks at my chart. She goes, oh yeah, honey, you're going to have to wear your lenses home, because it was the weekend optometrist, not my regular one. And so she goes, but when you get home, you got to take them off. So I looked for like 3 hours for my glasses, and my glasses are so bad. They're so thick that they give me a really bad headache. So I will not wear them. So I don't know where they are. We moved here 3 years ago, and luckily I did not hurt my eyes or anything and haven't needed them, but I guess I should find them. But today I'm wearing my lenses because they said as long as I went without them yesterday, I could wear them today, and now my eye feels fine. I can still tell it's a little, but it's okay. I've got this medicine, teeny tiny bottle of medicine. So I am getting better. Yay. Thanks, you guys. I'm so glad you liked it. Like I said, I have a bucket here full of stuff, and one of them was those bows, and I'm like, I'm going to use those bows up because my luck, that beautiful ribbon won't be in the catalog next year, and I want to use them because they're so pretty. So there we go. There is our card. Look at, see it? Oh, look at those, how they shine, those little rhinestones. Those are the pastel adhesive ones. So pretty. Anyway, thank you so much. Don't forget, any order with me of $75 or more in February, somebody will receive a golden ticket. Now, when I say golden ticket, you may end up just getting something as simple as a piece of vellum, some of that gold glimmer paper, something like that is in there. And I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but it's got to weigh the same with the other cards, because I'm going to put it in the cards. I'm going to seal them all up. And these are my thank you cards that go to my customers. Anybody who purchases gets a thank you card. And then I am going to label them afterwards, so I will not know who has it. Oh, Sherry, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Robin. Thanks, Eileen. Olivia and Jenna, Jaylene. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Kathy. I really appreciate you guys watching me. Thank you so much for joining me on this Sunday. I will see you Wednesday. Even if I have jury duty, I would hope that I'll be home by 5:30 and still be able to share with you. So I will see you then. Don't forget to sign up for bingo and my February class, which is the rain or shine class. And I'll see you guys Wednesday. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.